Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? A very happy Mother's Day for Sunday if you were celebrating that. I know in the UK we celebrate in March, but I'm very aware that my own mother and everybody else in the world celebrates it on Sunday. So a very happy Mother's Day for you. Right, we are going to make our very first project for our travel journal today, and I've done that. So very excited to share it with you. I hope that you're following along, even if you're using a different kit. That would be amazing. If you want to follow along with my kit, this is the Timeless Travel Journal Kit. You can find it on my website. The links are in the description box below. All right. So yeah, I've just grabbed one of the signatures. We've put all the signature papers in order, and I did that on the last video, so you can follow up on that if you've missed that. All right, so this isn't fixed yet because I'm waiting for my stamp to arrive so that I can stamp some of that world map over there. But I'm going to stick this down over here and on 3 sides, and going to put in a tag over there like that. All right, so I really like how that looks. A little bit of lace there and some layering. I'll talk you through it. We have got a little pocket over here. We've got a little pocket over here and a pocket over there. And when you open it up, you've got a little pocket over here with these little bits of ephemera in there. Yeah. And then in this pocket where this one is housed, I've also made a little envelope. Take my paper clip off here. This little one from one of the background papers. I'll just talk a bit through it in a moment. And this is just one of those faux Polaroids. And I thought it'd be a good space to put in a little photograph. So I've tucked that in there, tucked it under the envelope like that. Actually, I'm going to switch it around and make it the short side of the paper clip. I didn't put a bull clip here because I don't want it to be too bulky. It's going to be on the first page, so that goes in there like that. And there we have it. All right. So I'm not sure what I'm calling this yet. You'll see by the time I've edited the video. So I really like that. It's nice and flat. Now, at the moment, it isn't lying exactly flat. It's a little bit like that. But by the time you've got all your pages together and your cover and everything, it will learn to lie flatter. All right, so there we go. What do you think? Yeah, you ready to make one with me? It's not hard. All right, so let's put this to the side in case I need to look at it. There's always that. All right, and we'll make one for the first page of the other journal. Okay, so I'm going to just start off and say I made the envelope using my exciting envelope templates. This one's called envelope 3. You can find them again on my website shop as a digital, or I do print the templates out as a complete kit, all my templates. All right, so with that one, this one now, I'm going to use this background paper. I've used 2 background papers for this. It's these 2, single-sided printing, yeah. And I've already made the envelope using this one, and I cut out an envelope using this one. All right, so it actually goes, it goes that way, I think. I have cut out various bits, so it's not the only thing that you're going to need. All right, so that's that. Now for this one over here, this background page, you can see it's the green one of this. All right, so that is what we're going to use for that. And let's have a look straight away and see how we're going to do that. So the first thing you want to do, what do you want to do? Oh yes, you want to grab your ruler, and on one of the ends, doesn't really matter which end, I'm going to just go right. Okay, I'm lining this up here just so that I don't have to measure. I'm going to do just short of 1/2 inch, or about 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch is about 1.2 centimeters. Just trying to see the top there. Okay. Right. And I'm going to just score a line there. That's all. And then we're going to fold it. All right. So that's the first job. use your bone folder just to get it nice and flat. All right, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to now take this edge. Actually, I'm going to just give it a little bit of an ink. You learn these things when you've made one already. Okay, and then just match it to the very edge. I'm just matching that to the edge there and press it in the middle. So give that a nice burnish. All right, so now you've got this. All right, now before we glue it, I want to trim down the width to 8 inches, and I do that because the page itself over here is, you know, A4 slightly wider than in a US size, so even more reason why you want to trim it to 8 inches. We don't want to make it too wide. All right, so that's why we're doing that. Otherwise it becomes wider and you're limited with space, and you don't want to go too deep into the fold line there. All right, so that's the reason for it. So just check that with your journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just lining this up here. I'm putting it on my board. 8 inches in centimeters, I think, is 20 centimeters. I'm going to just double check. 20. Oh no, let's just both be the same. That's not going to help, is it? 8 inches is 20.2 centimeters. Okay, so I'm just, for me it's only 1/4 of an inch I've got to take off, but for a US size paper it would be half an inch, half an inch, because yours is 8.5 wide. Okay, so just cut that bit off. We don't need it. And then we can stick it down, and then I'll ink. Right, so let's get our glue just onto this flap here. Right, so we've got that there, and we can just stick that down. Now what I want to do is I want to take 3.5 inches from the left. 3.5 inches is, I'll tell you now, just short of 9 centimeters. All right, so I'm going to take 3.5, and I'm measuring 3.5 inches from the left, and I'm just going to score there, and then I'm going to just fold that over like this. So once you've done a one corner, it does sort of work out. Right, so you've got like a tapered, a stepped bit here. The difference between those two is about 1 inch, so about 2.5 centimeters. Okay, so just get that as burnished as you possibly can. What I tend to do is put a candle on it. The Yankee candle is brilliant for this. I've got one just here. All right, so we've got all of that done. That's the basis of our little project today. Okay, now I am going to be putting it, let me grab this, visual is best. I am putting it on the side, so I'm having these pockets there, but if you were going to put it on the other side, so say for example you wanted to put it on the left, then I'd turn it round. Okay, so just a bit there, but we are doing it like this, so that's it. Right, what I'm going to do now is we're going to start with this little pocket at the back. That's easy, so I'm starting you off easy, and I'll leave that. Let me get my little candle and put that on there so long. All right, so let's start with the little back pocket. Now the back pocket, I just need to move that here, is this width, all right, and 1.5 inches. I think I wrote it here. Yes, 1.5 inches wide. That's 4 centimeters, and the length of that. Okay, so I've cut that from that green stripy background paper, and with the other one I did it with the pink. Okay, now the little bits that I had left over from cutting out the envelope, the little indents, I've saved them to make little decorative bits here, so I've alternated them. Okay, so that's why I didn't throw anything away. So I have got the pink one here. I've inked it already, and I'm putting it more to this third so that it peeks through when we're looking over there. So I'm going to get this stuck on quickly. So I'm starting you off easy here. Also, it doesn't get very much more difficult, so don't panic. This would make a great standalone project on its own, if I'm honest. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. I'm just making with my eye to see that it's sort of centralized. Okay, then I've got a little ticket, so I use the green ticket over there and the little sunglasses. All right, so for this one I'm going to use the pink ticket, so I'm just changing it around, and I'm going to get that almost to the bottom. So I'm sort of centralizing it over there just because I want it to peek through. And then I've got this small size fussy cut here, so the one where I did 2 to a page, so it's smaller, and I've got this too low. Oh, it's stuck now, so too bad. And then we're going to get that stuck on there. All right, so there's your little pocket for that, and be fair, should move that really a little bit higher, but it's okay. All right, so let's get that stuck on. So we're not going to stick it on here. All right, so put your hand there and get the glue on the other 3 sides, just a thin amount. Okay, and then that can go on that side over there. Yeah, move it over down a little bit. Just checking I've got it all right. Okay, I'm happy with that. That looks great. Okay, so now when you go like that, you can see that peeking through, which is perfect. Right, now let's do the little envelope that tucks into this bit over here. And I've got this little faux Polaroid that I'm going to use. Then I've cut out and scored that exciting 3 envelope using that template. All right, and it's all ready to go. All I need to do is I'm looking where it goes to, so up to that little mark, and I'm just putting glue on. This is just a plain thing using the background paper. There we go. All right, so that's good to go. I've inked it all already except for the bottom. Okay, and then that's going to tuck in like that around our little Polaroid and fit into this pocket over here. Okay, I won't put the clip on yet because we're going to start decorating there. All right, so that's ready to go, and let's just get the little paper clip so that I've got it ready. All right, so we've done that bit. I've got all the bits ready for that, and I'll show you what they are in a moment. What we want to do now is the front. Let's open it up, or maybe not. Let's keep it closed so that it's encouraged to stay closed. Now the way to do that is just take a little clip. All right, now what I did was, for this one, I took the pink gingham background. All right, I've cut a piece, and I'll tell you what that is. Just over 3 inches, so 9.5 centimeters. Is it 9.5? No, it's 8 centimeters. Yeah, 8 centimeters by nearly 11, 10 point something. Okay, and in inches, 4.25 inches. All right, so that's it. What I did do with it though is, you'll see it's got a bit of a rough edge there. I took this thing, which is an old scrapbooking days paper terry. You can use your scissors, the edge of your scissors for this, and I'm just roughing it up so it doesn't look so pristine. And you just run it like this, and you, as I say, you can open the blades of your scissors and do the same. Okay, so it just gives you a bit of a rough edge. Don't have to do it, of course, but you know, don't want everything to lie dead flat. All right, so I've got a bit of a rough edge business going on here now. And then if you want to just go over that with your ink goodie, it gives it a bit of a worn look. That's the word, worn. All right, so I've got that here. I want to stick that down. And I'm just checking how far did I got it quite high, up like that. Okay, we'll get to that. And then what I did was I took the big cutout, these are the big fussy cuts, and I'm going to put that on up there. Now I'm going to get it a little bit lower because I've taken one of the tickets. All right, so this is Rome, and I used New York City for that one. All right, I'm going to tuck it in at the back here. So, you know, it's just a peek of it. I'm going to get it to go a little bit over because why not, you know? So I'm going to do that, and just to know where I'm doing what, I'm just marking it with my pencil like this. You won't see those marks, but it just helps me to layer it where I want it. So let's go like this, get this down. I love doing layers, it's fun. Lots of fun. Right, so you can see now where that's got to go. Yeah, just get it straight, Angela. Okay. And then we've got this one, so we want to get that down. All right, so again, look for the little marks that I've made here. It's like that. Oh, a little bit higher. Okay, get that stuck down. And now I do have a little flower, and I think we will put it on one of these sides. Probably I was going to go this side, but I might actually go this side. But the thing is, I don't want it to bend when I go over the opening on here, that edge there. So what I might do is move that over like that. Yeah, and then possibly try and get that on like that. I think that would work. But I've got a little bit of lace as well. I'll move that further down. That's perfect. Okay, so let's get that there. All right, so let's get this one stuck down. All right, so we've got our little marker over there and over there. Okay, and then I'm going to get this stuck on. Oh, it's on the leaf like that, but I want to just get a little bit of lace on. So with this one I did the pink, this one I'm going to do the green, and I'm going to get it just stuck on over here. So it didn't need to, I didn't cut it the full length because I know the flower's going to cover, so I'm saving what I can. So I'll just get that stuck on like that. Abby let Teddy lie next to her yesterday. I did have a long look to see if she was just what was going on, but she's warming up to him now, which doesn't sound like it at the minute. But what is he doing? Oh no, he's nowhere in sight. She's playing with a ball lying on her back. I'm glad to hear it. I think Teddy is lying on my bed, looking out the window across the field. I hope no dog turns up because he'll start barking. There's just a couple of children on the swing, so we're all right at the moment. Okay, now, have I messed this up? Oh yes, this is this way, I think. Yes. So we get that stuck on. So I've just managed to get it tucked in there. So that looks all right. Okay, I think that's everything that I put on the front. Okay, all good. That just makes it pop, doesn't it? All right, so we've got our little front bit there. Okay, we want to put in our little envelope again. So Abby, it's not your turn. You wouldn't say she's 11, honestly. Oh, I've dropped in the card. Right, so we get that in there. Tuck that in like that. I'm going to use the short side of the clip there. And that's like that. And then we've got 2 cards. These postcards, I used the pink version in the other one, and I'm going to use this one in here. All right. And then I've got these 2 ladies drinking a lovely drink outside. Looks like a European caf. Looks good. And then we're going to slide that in there. So we've got those 2. And then just on the inside, I've got this card, Soul Searching. And I did the pink version, so I'll just leave that like that. The lady with her photography and those there. And then I've got Say Yes to Adventure. We've got Tokyo. And we've got the cocktail ticket. There we go. Yeah. And then that closes nicely, and so does that. And then here's the Yankee candle, which I'll put on this one to flatten it a bit overnight. And then this one's got the train with a nice olive chiffon ribbon, which is beautiful. All right. And then this is my pinkier ribbon, that's the same. And that's going to go there. And there we have it. Isn't that amazing? First project for the travel journal, and I love it. Oops. Right, guys, go and give that a go. I'm looking forward to seeing your outcomes of this in the Facebook group. Please send them in. I love seeing them. And take good care of yourselves. I will see you later in the week. I'm going to try my best to finish off the little bits on the Whispers of Spring journal so that I can do a flip through as well. So let's see how I go with that. All right, but I hope to bring you another project this week. All right, guys, stay well. See you all very soon. Bye-bye.